Hello, I'm Jacob Lewis, and today I'm going to show you how to create some cool custom brushes like the ones you see here. So first off, I'm just going to delete all this. Alright, and we're going to create a rectangle. We're going to invert that. I'm going to go up here to Object, Path, and add anchor points. And then I'm going to go to add anchor points again. Okay. Now I'm going to drag this down while holding Shift and Option and let go to make a copy, and then hit Command D several times to make more copies. Now I'm just going to work with the shapes. Just removing some points. So maybe I want one brush that goes all the way across like so. Might be great for an eyelash or something like that. Maybe I want one brush to rule them all, or that has a different shape. Maybe I want one that's rounded on just some corners like so. Different jobs are going to be handy for different brushes will be handy for different jobs. Maybe I want one that's rounded on all the corners. Maybe this one, I want the brush to come out. But instead of doing that, I'll select both of those. We're going to make it even. We're going to use the scale tool to scale it up. And then maybe on this side, we'll leave that side alone. Maybe on this brush, I'm going to move it up, and I'm just going to add a circle at the end. And I'm going to center them just to the selection. Okay. So we have several different types of brushes here. Then I add one more variety. Just going to duplicate that. There we go. We'll get even more elaborate here. Okay. So I'm going to take these one by one. They don't even have to be grouped because adding it as a brush will group it. I'm going to create an art brush, and for this one I want the circle to stay the right dimensions no matter how I do the stroke. So I want it to only stretch between the guides and leave the circle intact as it is. That's a cool little trick if you have an arrow at the end or something like that and you don't want it to stretch. And then you hit OK, and there you go. Now I'm going to add this one as an art brush. I'm just going to use the default settings. The same with this one. This one. This one. And now for this, I'm going to drag it in here. I'm going to do it 3 different ways. I'm going to do a scatter brush, and I'm going to choose random settings here. Okay. And then I'm going to drag it in there again, and I'm going to do an art brush. We'll keep the default. And then I'm going to drag it one more time and create a pattern brush. and we're going to leave these. You can change the way the corners connect, so I'll show you that in a minute. I'm just going to leave this at the default for now. Okay, so we have some different variations of brushes now. Let me show you how you might put some of them into action. So I'm going to draw a circle, and then bam, apply that pattern brush. I'm going to take out the fill, and that's what we get. We have this weird pattern. So that's one option. Now you could double click on this pattern and you could change these settings so that the corners just operate differently. Now there are no corners on a circle, so let's try adding an actual rectangle. We'll apply it. We're going to double click, and we're going to go in here and we can change the size. We have this preview turned on here. So if we hit OK, we can see the different corner variations. So there's one. I kind of like that. I can double click here. Can check out auto sliced. Overlap. And auto-centered. You can play with your size again. You can add space to fit, or you can do approximate path. There's all these different settings you can play with. So at any time you can also take this and expand it, and then you have more to play with. So you can make that into a symbol or something. You could add it as a brush yet again. And this time we'll do a scatter brush. And we'll do fixed amounts for these. Okay. So I'm going to use this scatter brush. And you can see it's drawing them around the stage. So here's the other scatter brush that I made with the random settings. You can see it's quite random. And then we have that. Okay. This is the art brush that we made where the end is supposed to stay kind of intact. So if I were to draw something really crazy, the circle at the end is still pretty much just a circle. So that's cool. You can also use these art brushes for various tasks, or apply them to shapes. It makes the spiral look more interesting than just a regular line, depending on what you're doing, of course. You can add a pattern to the spiral. That's kind of a cool design. And so yeah, that's some of the stuff you can do with art brushes and pattern brushes, scattering. And when you get some stuff that you like, you can save your brush library right here. And just put that in your brushes. And then you can save it into your workspace, your document profile, or whatever you want to do, so that next time you can access the brushes, you can just load them whenever you want them. right from here, open brush library, user defined. So yeah, I hope you found that tutorial helpful. And yeah, until next time, check out my portfolio at bluelotusmedia.com and have a great day. Please like, comment, and subscribe.